Yo, internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow. Talking to everybody about One Piece 877 and kind of how I feel about it. Sorry, I don't like this lighting. There we go. Sorry about that. And basically, we pick up right where we left off with the whole thing of Chopper and Brook actually kind of fending off a lot of the Big Mom pirates. In this case, Peril, Sparrow, and also Dogtooth. Well, Dogtooth really isn't doing much other than just sitting and basically relaxing. At this point, Peril, Sparrow kind of has Brook and Chopper kind of encapsulated like in his candy wall, and he's basically kind of going down like how his candy vice works. I'm not sure if that's what the move is called, but basically he's kind of says that the candy that he puts on people, it encapsulates them, goes inside of their bodies, and essentially cutting off their ability to breathe or move or everything in between. And with 3 minutes, the person dies and they turn into candy. And in a sense that he eats that candy or licks it, as he says, you know. And of course, Brook and Chopper are kind of going through this whole thing of like, yeah, like we don't want that to happen. You know, Brook is pleading with Peril Sparrow to kind of let Chopper go and shit. In which that he's like, nah, I don't think I want to do that. Thus, which brings us to the wonderful moment where Dogtooth is like, yeah, you better hurry that shit the fuck up, because they kind of hear Big Mom off in the distance, like yelling wedding cake, and by that point it's already ready too late, you know. And this kind of leads on to a thing of like with Peril actually kind of throwing up a candy maiden. And of course, everybody's like, we gotta go around it and shit, which leads Luffy to kind of just Red Hawk right on through that shit, which kind of leads to one of the more interesting things about this chapter, and it is that even though Luffy can punch flames, and of course, Dogtooth kind of has a mochi like Logia fruit. They do kind of state that because Luffy can clash against his multi side and kind of fend it off, is that basically that their devil fruit powers, like, they react in a very similar fashion, you know, in which that like it does allow him to basically stretch and bend his body, very similar to Luffy's gum fruit, you know, which honestly, I know that this is a bit off kilter, and I know that this is sort of like a movie thing, but I was kind of wondering if Oda would ever bring back, I mean, like, since basically the only other character who has ever had a candy-like fruit, I believe, was that one pirate early on in One Piece when he had the Ame fruit, I believe. It was from one of the movies, and basically his weakness was flour. I kind of wonder if that's a very similar thing here with these pirates, especially since Peril Sparrow's little ability to kind of encapsulate people in within candy and seep it through their bodies, and of course Dogtooth with his mochi fruit and everything. So I kind of wonder if flour would necessarily work on them. Now, I'm not saying that that's something like that could work now. I'm just wondering, like, if that callback would actually work, especially since that's from a quoted not a obvious non-canon film, but it comes from a source of a person still turning their body into candy, you know. But it's more of a Promethea thing in that one, though. But basically, Luffy does his Gum Red Hawk on Dogtooth, which actually kind of seems like it doesn't work, but there's something that does happen here that does kind of worry you a bit, because Pedro starts actually telling Carrot something like basically get the Straw Hats out of here, basically like that they are the ones that we are destined to follow to bring our kingdom back and bring it to a new dawn and stuff like that. Which of course, by this point, they're trapped on either side by Pero and Big Mom and everything. You know, and they're talking about using a fucking kudo burst to get out of there. You know, but of course, Pero kind of has the ship trapped with his stupid ass like candy powers and shit, which leads to a ending that I really didn't expect to happen, or at the very least, a ending to this chapter where basically Pedro willingly sacrifices himself to take out Pero Sparrow so that everybody else can get out of there. You know, kind of tries to attack him with a sword, and then a fucking grand explosion happens. You know, which it ends there. And I do believe that One Piece is on a 1 week break, so yeah, don't expect anything else from that. On the on other news before this video ends, Sabo's bounty actually dropped, or at least it kind of became official, in a sense that what his bounty number is. And of course, it's kind of made a few people angry because basically his bounty is 6,000,002. For him to be the canonical like second in the Revolutionary Army. Now, again, the weird thing is though is that I understand why people are kind of pissed off at this, is because again, he is canonical the number 2 under Dragon, you know. However, there's a difference there because he's not a leader, so that's a difference. And also on top of that, actually, I just looked up something, and sorry about that, but it brought me to the thing of, we technically don't know Ivankov's bounty. I mean, the only thing that we really know about Ivankov is that he was an Impel Down, and that basically he kind of made his own little sub area for all his fucking Okama friends. So again, you think about that, and it's like, how powerful are the necessary leaders, especially since that we do know since basically like Sabo's bounty is just a little bit above Luffy's. But then again, Luffy kind of has a whole bunch of crazy ass feats. And also on top of that too, I do have to stand with some of those other like-minded people, because again, bounties don't necessarily equate out to power levels. Because again, remember, Eustace Kid, he did have a higher bounty than Luffy, and where the fuck is he at right now? You know, he's basically locked up in a prison somewhere, you know, like held up as Kaido's prisoner. So you look at that and it's like, well, yeah, bounty levels, they don't necessarily equate to power. It's more or less equates to dangerous, like, or better yet, like who basically the government is looking for, you know, because again, Monkey D. Luffy, with the great feats that he has been doing, he's in their eye, but he's not necessarily strong enough to take on like a fucking Yonko and shit, or better yet, take on the leader of the or one of the leaders of the Revolutionary Army. I mean, sure, like, I think that Luffy, he's a good fighter, but I don't think that he could fight Ivankov like in a fair fight, especially since that we don't know what Ivankov's bounty is. So again, he may be a leader of the revolutionaries, same as Dragon, which could actually explain why Masabo is still in the is still above 500 million. But that is what I gotta say about that. Tell me what you think about this down in the comment section. I'll catch you on the next Jongravesshow. Keep watching anime, keep playing video games, and I'll see you the next time. I'm out.